Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very scared seeing the news for the last 2 or 3 days, even before, but particularly when Russia indicated that he is going to have joint exercise, military exercises with China, Pakistan, and he also invited India. Those exercises are clearly indicating to USA group that China will or Russia will definitely come on the side of China. It is all due to their old rivalry, Russia's rivalry with the USA. But my request, why I am making this video, I feel the destruction from that rivalry with USA, with Russia has not ruined or the destructed, the given or hurted the world that much, which unknowingly or unknowingly they are going to do by joining hands with Chinese. Russians, particularly Mr. Putin, should see and always keep or assess the destruction which may be, and that destruction I warn will be irreversible. Because once China defeated USA or India, even Russia will not be able to control China. They are thinking they are having more warheads, nuclear warheads than China. 6,000-7,000. Will that stop China from its evil designs? First of all, people should keep in mind China's greed and lust of acquiring neighboring countries' territories. Up till now, he has acquired 6-7 countries, neighboring countries' territories, forcefully by luring that, okay, your roads are not good to Tibet. I'll construct your road freely. When they came to construct the road, they got control of whole of Tibet and started dictating, with resulting lakhs, hundreds of thousands of Tibetans are the refugees living in India and other countries for the last 67 years or so. So I request Mr. Putin to, why cannot he assess the loss to humanity by having tensions with NATO countries and the USA? Then the China will do or hurt the world if he became so powerful that he defeats USA or the India. Do you think he will remain under your control? China has so much of established industry and made his workers, his population, working like a machine. You are not even 5 or 10% of China's efficiency and the factories. You want to compare yourself with China? You take a tax and give a task to Chinese for constructing any structure or manufacturing any machinery. Within 1/10 of your time, they will erect the structure, or they will manufacture that machinery or the weapons. You cannot manufacture. You are just busy manufacturing weapons and think you have 7,000 or more than 600 and 500 whatever, around 7,000 nuclear warheads. Do you think China cannot make? They are very cunning. They do not let the world know what they are doing. Were you expecting that while making small goods for the whole of the world, they are manufacturing or acquiring weaponry of mass destruction? They have hit their own satellite in the sky. They have shown the world. They were preparing themselves for fulfilling their old lust of acquiring others' land and becoming more powerful or dominating over others. Still, the same parties here, same lust of power is with the leaders, and within no time, next 5 or 10 years, you will see they will have more warheads than Russia or any country of the world. And they are so smart, they are so cunning and smart. They have become very talented, their people, and dedicated for stealing the technology of the developed countries like USA. And you don't know, maybe they have stolen your technology. And in future, you cannot stop Chinese to steal your technology because you have no comparison in wealth you have. They can bribe your people. They have so much wealth. Yet they can bribe countries, governments. Still they are doing. So that some countries should come to their side against USA. They have acquired so much wealth. And I tell you, nobody can stop. Now they have reached at a platform, they have plenty of industries, efficient workers working in their industries. Within no time, they will be having more and more dangerous than your weaponry. Russia will be nowhere, maybe having 7,000 nuclear heads. You will be nowhere standing after five years or so against China. And China will be the world boss. They have already, to some extent, empowered the Pakistani government and their army. After having control over Pakistan, even India will not be able to do anything, and they will then cut off the chicken neck above Bangladesh and Bhutan, between Bhutan, very narrow space. And they will take eastern part of India, Indian states. Then they may take control of Bangladesh even. They will take control of all the small countries coming under their shipping way to Gulf or to Africa, like Philippines, Cambodia, Vietnam, or Taiwan, and so many other countries, and may even sometime they may take control of North Korea and South Korea, and no, maybe Japan. Nobody will be strong enough to resist China of his evil design then. Russian people will curse Putin. Russian people will then curse this leadership of Russia. Pakistani people will curse their army officers, actually who has the power, and this Imran Khan, the dummy prime minister. Then there will be having no remedy, I think. So think deeply over this and stop siding with China. Stand united against China. China is very greedy, very lusty for territories and power. The only way to stop Chinese to capturing territories of neighboring countries and other small countries is to unite against China and stop him. And it is time to weaken China, because he is like a dictatorship. Because there is only one party, and the party, once empowered or chosen its leader, the leader has the whole power of the country, and he behaves like a dictatorship. And to face a dictatorship and from his threats, and particularly who will be so strong that he can take control of the whole world, nobody will be able to stop him. So better think over and stand against China, and this is a time to weaken it. Take control, take out of his control Tibet particularly. Then East Turkmenistan, which is in these days called Xinjiang province. The atrocities he is committing on Muslim people of that state. The same thing will be happen to the people of the world. I tell you, whatever he is doing with the Muslims of Xinjiang, although Muslim behavior, I am not advocating their behaving I am not blaming all the people are very intelligent and very well behaved, but few fundamentalists are not good. But the China government is doing atrocities on all the Muslims of this Xinjiang province. Chinese government demolished 70% of their mosques. Muslims are not allowed to wear the cap, the Muslim cap. Ladies are not allowed to wear burqas, their Muslim clothing. They are not allowed to keep the name of Muhammad, their children. They are not allowed to worship their Islam in the mosque openly. Even the who speak against anyone, they are taken to the, and the kids of the new generation of Muslims are taken to the camps and given to become Han community, converted into Han community. So slowly they want every Muslim should leave their religion practice. Same thing Chinese will do with all Muslim countries who are siding with China due to lure of money and weapons and all that under rivalry, particularly Pakistan, rivalry with India. And same thing, same mistake Russia is doing these days in the valley of US. There is nothing else other than NATO countries. NATO countries and US people are still, and the leaders are civilized. Have they acquired neighboring countries' territories? Are they objecting anybody to practice their religion? Like China is doing? And China is doing since long with its neighboring countries. He has already acquired 6 or 7 neighbor countries' land and doing atrocities with the Islamic population of Xinjiang province. From 90% Islamic people's population in Xinjiang province have reduced to 45% within few years. And previously I was also thinking over this threat from China, and till later I have only came into mind the solution of this threat of China, expansionism threat of China. So I could only reach to the idea that only present United Nations should be given a status and strength of a federal government like in USA. All countries, all its member countries who want to be its members, United States, should remain as independent, its provincial states. United Nations federal system should be given only the powers of resolving disputes. They already have their justice system. Resolve the dispute between today's nation and tomorrow's provincial governments and implement it. The only shortcoming today is that today's United Nations is not that has much strength to implement its decisions. So instead of threatening each other and destroying the humanity, all these top few superpowers leaders should sit together. They should revise or improve the constitution of United Nations to be act as an federal government. So for that they should first sit together and work out and write a constitution acceptable and workable in future for all the countries, acceptable to all the countries. To make it practical, to make this system, federal system of United Nations, as United Nations workable, superpowers of the world will have to sacrifice and trust this United Nations federal system, and will have to hand over the control of their armed forces, mass destruction weapons, their manufacturing unit, and such things. Justice system United Nations already has. All these countries will remain as it is, except the resolving dispute between them will be resolved by United Nations justice system, and if anybody will deny its decision, then United Nations must have that much force to implement that decision. I think by that, other countries have nuclear weaponry, and almost all, except few will come later or sooner under the umbrella of United States system. And if anybody goes against and becomes threat to any member nation of the United Nations, then United Nations forces will face that nation and will defeat that. That is the only solution comes to my mind. So superpower leaders, instead of destroying this earth or the humanity, sit together and think over such things. I have not that much exposure. I am a small person. Have limited exposure. I could think about this. This is the only solution. But maybe there are a number of other solutions. But instead of threatening each other and threatening peace of the world and the existence of humanity, I will request the world leaders, Mr. Trump, Mr. Putin, Mr. Xi Jinping, or Mr. Modi, and others to sit together and work out a new plan and trust that, and the procedure of election of that executive body and the justice providing body, how to elect its members, how it will work. They should work out on that, write it, and make it a practical thing. They should trust and hand over their armed forces, the control of their armed forces and the weaponry. So by that, trillions and trillions of dollars earned by all the world people, by their hard money is being wasted on these weapons and keeping armed forces. So limited armed forces should be kept just to implement any decision or bring any threatening member under control. Any threatening country who is not member of this United Nations federal government, a prince is not prince. So yes, princes can keep their some forces to keep peace or law and order in their own country, but that should not be more than 10% of the armed forces to be kept by United Nations in future. It should be strictly. That should be meant for only keeping law and order in their own country and keep safing their borders so that other countries' population may not come in their country and influence their financial status or hurt their financial status. I think that is the solution. So world leaders should come forward and think over this. And according to me, this will keep safe the humanity for another so many years. Thank you and bye.